I've said this, and me glad say nipa bebre are coming to understand and guess the things I've been saying for a very, very long time. To be very honest, at the beginning, no more doing say it is just waffling some English words and saying about some of these things. No, today all of them are accepting say Charlie, as I'm not kind of correct. Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Wong Sembebri Ekacho. A couple of reasons why I'm sure so you agree with me. So I won't subscribe to the channel now. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on notification turn in the mono. Choose all. Just so anytime my content ever drop wahabi and over first person on sabit maka content TV. Welcome to the FMS studio. You're the best of analysis on the field of the field. And the 4-Post podcast. It's also another channel you're finding the FMS Trends. Michelle Oko YouTuber. Conscious sa channel no. Let's subscribe to my FMS Trends. How anybody the social matters and some about in terms of latest updates in some political, social, trendy news. You didn't bro honoma starting yami just next week. Thank you very much for choosing. So you investor here. Then we go again this morning. The bet codes are ready in the description of the video. No me show Coco fa codes no Coco cha na ma ho big chunks na DBB e de show bottom has here Betway codes and then you dem Saturday UEFA games no about ana the games in your quality. That's when we don't win. But the games that are then are quality ones, Spanish Segunda being a course, UEFA qualifying a course, boom, 5 codes in the amount. Go and pick up some codes and give yourself a big chance at winning something. I was on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. I'm sure. Let me say a big thank you to the 2 best people who have made this show a possibility. First of all, Yesumo Spare Parts Dealership Shop. A Krumade says spare parts now per day. Then the best place for you, Yesumo Spare Parts Dealership Shop. See, Kwakra. Aboso kind. When you do Aboso kind, my share post office. Who do post office? Also, you share Yesumo. Yesumo will take care of you. Or the best spare parts. El Krumasi or Bema. Now BBI solid also a horn. Money Akradia. Or nationwide delivery. Friend 059-313-8221. 059-313-8221 for Yesumo Sisia. Of course, on the other side, a MOB clothing. MOB clothing. Italian or slippers, or shirts, or tops, or Birkenstock, or BBM more liquid clean, wholesaling, retailing, or yes, any money in our home, or to do a flower station, to do a flower station, to do a flower station, and MOB clothing. Now, Michelle say only close to Accra, only close to Tudu, only close to home there. Then call him. Honestly, the nationwide delivery anyway. 059-31. Oh, only the 059. Charlie, 0200 668 0200 668 708 and BBA and come pam and fam out. See, timer Blue Co, Todd Bali, Baghdad Bali, ever started on my project name. The conversation was that Omo ye adia enye Chelsea for are not used to. I say the club is used to buying big names and succeeding. Then all of a sudden, almost your mobile talk young players or more talent. No mama sa players no talent no time. So no successful. And a lot of people say masa. When it comes to Chelsea, it's about winning today. Nobody cares about Saniman. I remember when some of us who understood what they wanted to do said that most of the things that Roman Abramovich are here at Chelsea, not sustainable. And if I say sustainable, I mean how consistent can you be with that kind of winning? And we understand that for Chelsea fan Chelsea, not Chelsea at least every season we win back one year, season we win BB. But it wasn't bam bam bam. It wasn't consistent winning over there. Now, when these guys came in terms of doing the job, Blue Co Hodom and Chelsea for their plan in terms of managing our club was to make sure the club was successful or sustainable from the off. Like winning your man. I mean, first day, it was something that they wanted to do. And that's the plan that they went into the conversation in and around Chelsea. Now, why am I saying this? And in the last 1 week, everybody is talking about Estevao Willian. Obia di Estevao Willian Honkomo. Obia Eka Estevao Willian Wasem. And they are saying it in the sense that Chale, everybody, what has happened? It is just in 1 week Estevao brilliance. 1 week pay. And at Chelsea, Estevao brilliance have come up. And I'll tell you about it. The people who don't know the story of Estevao William will probably not appreciate where the boy is coming from. And then in your mind, you see, the boy is a young Brazilian boy. Young Brazilian boy, not all about the ball, Brazil. And his father is a pastor. Also, be never pastor be catching and say, Obewu one of the best footballers he didn't believe it. Abrantia ono yene nyamie juma. And of course, Obiawa catching and say, Oba ye one of the best, Oba one of the best players we are say. It's already ohere nyamie juma on the banabeko honum. He will make sure that the other day Estavao William still does the things that he does. Now, usually, players of this caliber, I mean, make players of this caliber, players of more solid talents. I want South Americano. My first choice, any Chelsea. Any team in the West, they don't go to the West. Okay, well, Spain is also in the West, but they don't go to mainstream Europe in terms of football. They don't count England. Ideally, these guys, their first stop is in Portugal at the very least. It's sometimes even in Italy because in terms of colonization, Italy, and Argentina, and Brazil was some link. And then the best place that they go to is in Spain. Acclimatization, cultural similarity, colonization, Spain. And wonko Brazil nko Rio de Janeiro nko piemu Santa Domingo we kodo nko piemu ewo your friend is saying Buenos Aires ewo Argentina nko bisa young boys team and sporting man can Chelsea and Man United and Man City. Most of them are Barcelona fans, Real Madrid fans, like these guys. That's what they support. And even when they migrate and even go to places like America in Miami where there's a huge Hispanic community, these people essentially they support the teams in Spain. And if people are asking the reasons why Juan Laporta are big on taking Football Club Barcelona game against Villarreal to go to Miami to go and play, it's because of the huge Hispanic community there. And I'm saying that these guys, because of the Hispanic, and you can't say Incophobia Hispanica, there are people that speak Spanish, people that speak Spanish. I mean, I think some Mexicans as well, Argentines, people usually from South America, certain parts of North America also saying. It's like these huge Hispanic community, you know, almost Spanish, and the players usually want to go to Spain, they want to go to Barcelona, they want to go to Real Madrid. It was never like a normal thing. Say we a young player, a ball or Brazil. You know how to play the ball. You're a quality player. Then Chelsea can go to Brazil and say that we want Estevao. He was the best player in Palmeiras. He was the best player at some point in time in the Brasileiro. Almost every coach at the youth level kept on saying that now he's the big thing. I'm not the one saying it. Neymar da Silva Santos Jr. has said it. Cafu has said it. The last time, I think Casemiro was talking about it. Everybody is talking about the quality of a Brent and Estevao. And I'm saying that in your blue code for planner, because if this was normal under Roman Abramovich, the boy would have gone to say Spain, would have gone to say Portugal. And of course, Portugal no development now that is where Madrid will come, Barca will come. I mean, naturally he will want to go there. But because Chelsea decided to do a world scout system, where again the story is this. Meaning say go for be bringing boy a friend of Victor Roque no. Now Victor Roque offer Parmina sa e call Barcelona. Now agent to broker deal your friend Andrea Curry. Now Andrea Curry is a seasoned South American scout, especially in Brazil. See a yes South American scout and top brain when maybe a players necessary or class Charlie. No players usually from this part of the country now no suba nye ana a team for players that tell per manson area everyone ma santi for players the campo omo ho nye like name the characteristic of the players from certain parts of that South American area. He understands them. He understands their temperament. He also has the eye, the technical eye to find a good player at a very young age. So it was Andrea Curry. Andrea Curry had done that deal of Victor Roque from Palmeiras to Barcelona. And of course, Barcelona, it didn't work out. Everybody knows the conversation with Xavi Hernandez, the issue with Barcelona themselves. The boy had to go back to Palmeiras. So there was a new boy on the block. when it comes to your friend, when it comes to the quality of talent from the Brazilian league. So when Blue Coat came in, they had their scouting network. They wanted to have, I think in Africa, there's a Nigerian young man who is in charge of that. Then he said, no, in South America, they want Andrea Curry to be the intermediary. They will give an Andrea Curry a contract. Only Andrea Curry, the first choice for these top talents in South America will rather be to Chelsea. In Tubekaya, it started with David Washington. There was a young boy from Grêmio also that they spoke to again. Then Estavao came up. Estavao didn't know. The Palmeiras people were waiting for Barca. They were waiting for Real Madrid. Because something said these are the clubs. So Chelsea had to pay more. In Tubekaya, for a 17-year-old at the time, Chelsea paid 45 million. Boy, or more Europe down. Obi any whether he will successful at Europe or not. Obi also okay, fine. A Brazilian top talent, fine, great. And it's the marketing around it. And I've said it several times that football sales is also about marketing. So player need a good. Can you make noise about it? Because it's the noise that sells the player. It's not just it's being in silence. Silence doesn't sell anything. Push it, push it, push it. That is how you market anything. And that's what they did for Brentford, Estevao, Willian. And Andrea Curry, the boy in the back. Now, boy in the say. The first week of PM England, no, not Thiago Silva, and it's Thiago Silva so, and Omoko fast, uncle for Omoma, but Nebusi Ababe Siso, and it's Thiago Silva, and they call him Nami. Now, before that, not Chelsea for us, so I invited Brentford friend Hendrik to come to Chelsea a couple of years ago. But Hendrik turned down Chelsea, over here fast season, so no Madrid, no pay. No, almost fine. But the difference between the Hendrik going to Madrid and then Estevao Willian coming to Chelsea is Andrea Curry. Because they were able to get Andrea Curry to the extent that Andrea will do anything possible to convince Estevao's family that Chelsea is the best place for him. Because we won't say hobby or understanding the thinking of those people. And so, okay, Charlie, Chelsea for no project number some have you, Charlie? Sanko for on league in the next 2-3 years, and I'm in America for so they will platform the boy on platforming we are a bit my boy in the company Ballon d'Or, Vini no team Ballon d'Or, Charlie, boy no bet me Estevao bet me a Germany into me and funny Chelsea. And I don't know the use of an intermediary in Andrea Curry to convince the Estevao's family that he is well and truly the next big thing of world football, and that's the best place for him to get to the top is at Chelsea. So Estevao Willian came to England, met Thiago Silva's family. Thiago Silva catching the master. Me when it comes to football, but this is the best place for you. Also did the job for him. I was sir, okay, fine. Then we'll go back to Brazil. We'll go back to Brazil again. All of this time, Andrea Curry was following Brentford friend Estevao. Even on the day where they were signing the contract, Andrea Curry was there. On a day where it was just Estevao, William Obabe finalizing in Yoma, Andrea Curry was there. Now, Estevao, Nicariano, Palmeiras the start you. And the first and the 18-year-old boy was shared 20 goals of Brazilian league in the 25-26 season, you know. And almost okay, Charlie, this is the top talent for us. And I'm gonna make sure say boy in bit to the level that he wants to get to. And in 2025-2026 season, Obabe drew one. See, make a season. Me say, if not for Blue Coal and then the new ownership, Chelsea wouldn't have gotten Estevao. At least not now. At least not now. Maybe they probably would have gotten Estevao somewhere. Who on the board if you know by a Barca crown. That's how you get Estevao. Because by now Estevao will be playing. And see, again, Blue Coal, Todd Bowley, Baghdad, Valley, their plan of running the club now has put them in the right way. Now, Estevao Willian is able to have a long-term contract. Boy, have 6, 7 years, 8 years contract. 1 year after so be 2 years no. Nema Kuyika Kreben Masam another 2 years option. No, 9 years. It's 18 years. By the time we'll be discussing another contract proper with him, no could be 27, 28. Chelsea believed that around that time he would have picked together along other top players, and that's why in the team, one of the best things again that's happened to Estevao Willian is Oba team. There have been Brazilian and South American connection. The Enzo Fernandez, Moises Caicedo, André Santos himself, what comes to Stamford Bridge before him, and of course Abentia, your friend Joao Pedro, who was also staying in England for a very, very long time. So it is so important how they got in him. Now, what a dynamic from a now Nkofo Estevao Willian wants them Estevao Willian, because what Estevao is doing, the people in Brazil, it's not new to them. Like, they know the quality of Estevao Willian. Now, there is another player that people are not speaking about. I'll tell you about him very, very soon. Now, 100 senior match. Estevao played his 100 senior match, and not just for Brazil, all through about 100 games as a professional. 31 goals, 16 assists, 18 years old. Estevao. And it looks as if now people are big on the PR for Estevao. They are coming to push it. Because, like I know, I'm so big, I say, Estevao or Brazil or Spain, PR are be crazier than this. And it looks as if Chelsea are now understanding. Now, the only reason why Chelsea are dragging their feet crazy with this Estevao PR is about Kopama. Now, Estevao, Chelsea per se, they will do too much PR for Estevao Willian and make it look like now Estevao is the face now affecting Kopama. So they want to be careful. The thing is that if it comes from outsider, they don't care. They don't care. Say, Chelsea pushes agenda about thanks there, they don't care. And that is what they want to do. Now, see, me can't be sure from Andres Villas-Boas, former Chelsea coach and now sporting director and owner, president of FC Porto. Villas-Boas say, Chelsea have radicalized the way to approach the transfer market. It's totally different version. Getting the best out of young kids, investing via Blue Co in a multi-club ownership and getting the most out of that as well. With players coming in from Strasbourg like Andre Santos. Again, the Andre Santos story is similar. Instead of they allowing the boy to go to Portugal and go and acclimatize there, obviously, okay, you better to another club, Kramer. You better club of Portugal. You better club of France. Chelsea are almost close to buying Santos or Brazil. Now, say you talk Santos, you talk Portugal club, you talk Strasbourg. Now, you talk for South America, you talk for Africa. Say French speaking Africa, it's okay, Strasbourg will be best for you because Strasbourg, because Onomka French, you can acclimatize nicely there. They don't know about Chelsea. That is what Andres Villas-Boas is talking about. Now, say, so they have a lot of quality, a lot of talent, probably a mega in the future. So it's a new way to approach the transfer window, a new way to work out the transfer market long-term contracts with the pros and cons that brings. They were successful. They won the Club World Cup and then the Conference League. This is what Papa, your friend Andres Villas-Boas is saying, talking about the importance of Blue Coat structure. I mean, the quality of maybe a Chelsea for show me free. I brand here your friend Todd Bolimo, Baghdad, Balimo, why they want to do the things that they are doing. It's so important that they go in that direction. I want to read more because I brand here friend what's his thing? Andres Villas-Boas has said more about Chelsea 4 projects now, and I want to go more into it, and after that we'll come back to other things as well. I'll say when Andres Villas-Boas goes on, I mean he spoke to Record Portugal or the friend is saying Portugal in terms of the quality that Chelsea want to have. He spoke extensively about Chelsea want to plan how they want to play their football, the things that come with it. And now Carlo Ancelotti say the team performed very well because Rodrigo played a very good game, and also so did Estevao. Up front, the team has a lot of variety, a lot of attacking solutions, and today we took the advantage of the individual quality of these players. According to Barcelona, Carlo Ancelotti, now Brazil for any more have Vinicius Jr., have Estevao Willian, and have a branch friend Rodrigo Goes, and they are tearing the Brasileiro by storm. Estevao scored 2 goals against South Korea, making him the youngest player since 1961 to score a brace for Brazil. Since 1961, the very first Brazilian player watched a brace at the Brazilian national team. No? Of course, I've said it several times here. The people that say that Enzo Maresca, Embo, Estevao starting, see, people should calm down. For me, in terms of managing of young players, Enzo Maresca has shown that he's one of the best brains in terms of managing and crowd players, taking your time with them, knowing when you use them, not forcing them, giddy, say, okay, you want to lampstand them in. How Enzo Maresca has used Estevao Willian is the reason why he's excelling. Few minutes, huge impact. Few minutes, huge impact. Now, with time, it will be going up small. Then he becomes the mainstay or the right wing on him, and Chelsea can go to him. It's very important when it comes to the quality the quality of the players now and how Chelsea are managing a branch friend Estevao Willian against South Korea. People have seen the quality of a branch friend Estevao, what he brings to the team, and that is what I'm saying here. The last time I was saying something that the thing I like about Estevao Willian is say he doesn't seem to want to overdo things. I say sometimes when you're born a simple 1-2 touch pass, simple 1-2 touch pass, simple 1-2 touch pass. Now, Wamanyama is simple, man, and he doesn't do too much. For me, that is quality. That is a kid that will go to the very top. Against South Korea, 2 goals, 17 out of 21 accurate passes, 1 key pass, 2 shots, 2/2 shot accuracy, touches in the opposing box 3, ball recoveries 2. And again, one of the things I saw against Estevao Willian, I saw against Liverpool in terms of the quality of Estevao Willian was what he did in game against team friend in Liverpool. I mean, how well Estevao Willian came back to come and defend work rates without the ball. So Banichiaba be winning ball back. Team. For me, it was one of the best things that anybody could do. Say like talent, but you're still working hard. You're still pushing. Oh yeah, Juma, you are trying so much so the team will see you and then you do well for the team. For me, that was excellent from my brand to your friend Estevao Willian. In terms of the quality that comes in on him. Estevao just had the move of his life. Joined a new club in a new continent with millions more eyes on him at age 18. He started brilliantly, but his transition is not over and Chelsea are managing him carefully. He is not ready to play every game yet. I like the way Enzo Maresca is managing a brand to your friend Estevao Willian and how Chelsea are getting him on. The best example on why Chelsea, the discourse around Chelsea CR7 doesn't make sense is this Estevao conversation. Now, remember when Neymar let the world knew who Estevao Willian was? Say, I think Estevao is the next big talent coming in from Brazil football. I think he will be a genius. That is what Neymar da Silva Santos Jr. echo about. I brought here your friend Estevao. And in 1 week, Estevao has scored a goal to beat Liverpool, his first big goal in English Premier League in him, and then of course a brace for Brazil, which is very, very huge for our brand friend Estevao Willian. And now the likes of Casemiro Mo and the likes were all talking about the quality of our brand friend Estevao Willian. And I mean, Chelsea are getting Estevao because of Blue Coal and what they've done to them. And I think that, there is also a boy called Giovanni Coenda. Trust me. Giovanni Coenda will probably be similar to Estevao. Honestly, born a boy or a wonder kid. I mean, excellent player, all phase of play. He can play both on both wings, quick dribble, quick feet, tight space control, pace around you. Charlie, another player of that matter. And Estevao Willian on one wing, Giovanni Coenda on one wing. And I think that Giovanni Coenda is another player that will come straight to Chelsea. I hear that maybe he'll go to Strasbourg for a season. He's still with with Sporting. He's still with Sporting. He'll go maybe back to France for a season or so, and then come to Chelsea. So imagine when Chelsea have an interchanging front four, solid centre forward, maybe Liam Delap. There's Cole Palmer. There's Estevao Willian. There's Giovanni Coenda. Constant rotation in all phases, and all of them work hard without the ball. Just imagine with the levels these guys are going to go. You should watch out for our branch friend Giovanni Coenda, because he's also very solid and he'll go in and go and do the job. Of course, our branch friend Wesley Fofana, and now he was back in a training session doing a very, very good job for Team El Hornet to make sure the team will be able to get a result. El Hornet. We free Estavao and saying, and let's get some news from other clubs as well. Barcelona, Real Madrid. Very important. Say a update from that side of El Hornet because now France the football game. What has been happening with the teams now? We'll see how things are going to go on. Chelsea player McGee, you see, maybe I could have played at Barca, but they had Lewandowski and Roque. I spoke to Hansi Flick, but that was during the playoffs. I wish he had called me later to discuss my future, but that never happened. In the end, I realized the situation wasn't in my favor, and I left. That is a branch friend McGee. I'm talking about he going to Chelsea to go and play because Barca didn't particularly, see him as the player that they wanted him to go and play in those games. And it affected him. Hansi Flick and the staff have concluded that their loss against Sevilla and Paris Saint-Germain were due to defensive miscoordination and the players and that's the players not understanding the tactical decisions taken on the spot. According to Mundo Deportivo, Hansi Flick and the staff now got to, and it was an analysis of the games that they lost against Paris Saint-Germain and then the games that they lost against Tima, their friend Sevilla, El Spanish La Liga. And what they are saying is that the loss against Paris Saint-Germain and Sevilla is down to tactical miscoordination. The players were not in tandem. And that is what has affected them. Because the truth of the matter is that Barca wants Hansi Flick to get the team back into winning ways. Barca, especially given where Barca team aircon, we can't afford, say, you be lose this number of matches. Say Barca be back being now after international break, because next weekend there's going to be international football. After that, there's Champions League, 2 Champions League weeks concurrently. Now right after that, now Barca airdrop points beam now affiliate league never be yet, because the form that's killing Kylian Mbappe will be crazy. And 2 weeks per near the El Gran Clasico. El Gran Clasico. Now Mbappe will too much form. Now say wo Barcelona won't shed any form sana affected. And my own bob in do level up so but affected. And again, Barca wants to make sure they are winning, because when it comes to even about Sikasemne Sani Manimana, where Barca usually gets the thanks from, no, from the fact that they get it from winning games and trophies. This time, that is the best place that Football Club Barcelona in Sanyo money free. Barca would want to make sure, say, at the end of the day, no, almost starting in your results, and then it's going on well. Hansi Flick, this is how they're seeing their things. Barcelona had a chance to take a part in the friendly match played by Inter and Atleti in Libya yesterday by turning down Barca for Libya, and they were not going to go there. Hansi Flick and his technical staff spent this week analyzing videos of defeats against Paris Saint-Germain and then Sevilla. So Charlie, they want to do all the analysis of the games against Sevilla more and then Paris Saint-Germain, because Barca don't want to be losing games. Say international break now, but now still Barca losing matches. It's not good. Rather, what 15 days on the Clasico, just 2 weeks, Mbappe has suffered a blow, of course, and now Mbappe was slightly injured for the French national team now, and it's obviously affecting, the performance of our brand here friend Kylian Mbappe. How important things are going to be from the NBA, something that they will discuss as the days goes on. It's very, very important in terms of what Kylian Mbappe can do, what he can do in terms of the contribution to the contribution to the style of play, the fitness, this animal, very, very important. But if Kylian Mbappe is able to sort things out, if not there, then definitely it's going to affect Abrantia, your friend Kylian Mbappe, and of course, team my friend of Real Madrid. Now, in front of Mundo Deportivo, almost Eta Young on the list. Eta Young on the list of players Barca would want to bring them in. Eta Young, Ekahubi. And then in front of Mundo Deportivo, the one and in front of Spora, it's about the Dani Olmo injury. But what we heard was that 2 to 3 weeks, Abrantia friend Dani Olmo is going to be out. Not a good thing for Abrantia friend Dani Olmo. It's really, really going to affect Dani Olmo in terms of how he plays his football. Of course, Barcelona tracking striker Eta Young from Levante. He has a 30 million release clause, and possibly they will want to bring him in. Not a good one for Football Club Barcelona with the injuries that's coming, especially with Dani Olmo. Yatissa Brent here, your friend Fermin Lopez is also returning back to full fitness for Football Club Barcelona. It's interesting that Barcelona are getting their players back. Fermin out for just 1 week. He's going to be back very soon. Lamine Yamal 1 to 2 weeks. Rafinha 1 to 2 weeks. Dani Olmo 3 weeks. Juan Garcia out for a month. Marc-Andre ter Stegen 3 months. Gavi out for 5 months. Barcelona trying very, very hard. So many more players now back fully fit. Senebaya or meeting use you in the next international. After the international break, Senebaya BBR will be going on in the right direction for Football Club Barcelona. It's very, very interesting. So Barcelona are going to be able to get that. See how things are going to go on from there. Vinny Jr. In that game against South Korea had a good time with Abrantia, your friend Song Heung-min. Mbappe is returning to Madrid immediately, according to L'Equipe. After that game now, France for the boy. Right after that, Mbappe is returning to Madrid. Almost say Charlie. Whatever that has gone on in terms of Mbappe ne fitness ne issue or the French national team no as Mbappe go back to Madrid because they are not too sure how well it's going to be again. I bring to friend Franco Mastantuono Madrid for no enya 2 solid injuries I affect you. Franco Mastantuono the end a muscle fatigue and a muscle overload. And you see enya the obobo games nibi e dia moment he's going to return back to team by your friend of Real Madrid.